Yo, welcome back to the channel. My name is Oliver and today I want to share 5 incredible shiny hunts for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The Gen 9 games are now a little over a week old and we learned a lot about how to shiny hunt in these games and how specific Pokemon spawns and evolutions work. Today I want to showcase 5 Pokemon which are incredible to shiny hunt in the new games. But what do I mean with incredible? Well, this list of incredible shiny hunts aims to collect shiny Pokemon with incredible facts, such as shinies with very obscure or unusual shiny patterns, the hardest shiny Pokemon to hunt in these games, being the coolest shiny, or just some that have a really cool and never heard before background story. Before we start with the first of our list, if you're still one of those players who want to avoid seeing shiny forms of the brand new Gen 9 ones, don't worry. I'll give you a spoiler warning with this attention symbol you can see right now. So if you see the symbol, I'm about to show and talk about some of the new Gen 9 shinies. If you want to avoid seeing them, you can work with the chapters in the timeline to skip this one and go to the next shiny Pokemon of our list. Also, all shiny hunts mentioned are incredible in itself for different reasons. My order doesn't imply a ranking or something. But enough from this intro, let's jump right into it. Relore and its evolution Rabsca. This Pokemon line has a very obscure behavior when it comes to its evolution and shiny colors. The dex entry of Rabsca is saying, the body that supports the ball barely moves. Therefore, it is thought that the true body of this Pokemon is actually inside the ball. So what exactly is the Pokemon here? The body or the ball? If we have a look at the whole evolution line, you might think the bug evolves into the body part of Rabsca and the ball into the larger ball. But for the first time in Pokemon history, its shiny form is playing together with the Pokédex entry and revealing the real story behind this evolution. If we look at the shiny variants of both Relore and Rabsca, we can see that the ball of Relore is golden and actually evolves into the golden body part of Rabsca. Which means that the actual bug Relore evolves into the ball of Rabsca. And this is not the only mysterious part about this shiny evolution line. If we have a closer look at the shiny variant of Relore and compare it to its normal version, we can see that the ball actually mixed all 3 colors into just one. This is something incredibly rare for shiny Pokemon because usually every different colored body part becomes its own coloration when it turns shiny. But instead of 3 slightly different shades of golden, the whole ball just turns into the same golden color. I think with these 2 obscure effects, Relore and its evolution Rabsca definitely secured a spot on our list of incredible shiny hunts. If you want to shiny hunt this mysterious bug line, your best bet is to head to the desert near where the Great Tusk Titan, aka the Paradox Donphin, was, and activate the encounter power for bug types where sandwiches to ensure you get the most Relore spawns possible. Next up on this list of incredible shiny hunts is not just any Pokemon, but a whole bunch of them together, Terra Pokemon. The Terra feature is the new feature introduced within Generation 9, and what some people still don't know is that you can actually shiny hunt the wild Terramons that are spread all over the map. Even though they seem to behave similar as static Pokemon encounters, they are not considered static from the game's code, and therefore also not shiny locked. I actually was lucky enough to find a random shiny Terra Jigglypuff, which was the first Terramon I saw during my first Violet playthrough.
Oh! That's a shiny! What? No way! Dude! Shiny Jigglypuff, what? That's the first Terra! The first wild Terramon, and it's shiny?
But what is so special about these Terra Pokemon? Well, first of all, there are only 2 ways of hunting wild Terramons. You either hunt the ones that are spread across the map, or you do Terra raids. Later ones are not affected by any shiny bonuses, so they are always full odds. Interestingly enough, Terra raids do not have the usual 1 in 4096 odds, instead they have their own 1 in 4103 odds, due to the way they are programmed. Which means Terra raids are even slightly harder to shiny hunt than any other full odds hunt in terms of odds. Luckily, from what we know, the shiny bonuses still affect the wild Terramons across the map, so you can pick up your shiny charm or use the sparkling power from sandwiches to hunt those. Another cool fact to know about those Terramons is that some of them have underleveled moves or evolutions. For example, the Jigglypuff I found has to move around at level 14, which it usually learns at level 16 onwards. For an example, you can catch a Terra Sligo at level 30, even though Gumi evolves at level 40. Shout out to my friend Professor Rex for creating this super cool infographic about some really interesting Tera Targets. My favorite fact about wild Terramons though is that when you encounter them, they look exactly like shiny Luckymons from Pokemon Go. I'm pretty inactive in Go nowadays, but when I still played it, my favorite thing was to collect as many shiny lucky Pokemon as I could. The sparkling background from shinies combined with the golden one from the lucky feature looks absolutely stunning. I always wished that we would get something like lucky Pokemon in the main games, and well, now we actually got something that at least looks like a combination of lucky and shiny Pokemon. Because when you encounter wild shiny Terramons, the sparkles happen within the golden aura, which looks super sick. If you want to shiny on Terra Pokemon, you can either do random Terra raids at full odds until you find a shiny, or you hunt the wild Terramons across the map. For the second option, go and find your target Terramon you want to hunt and catch it. Once you caught it, you save right near where you found and caught your Tera Target mon and close the game. Now you either wait a day or you use the time skipping with your console, because every day at midnight, when the console reaches the next day, the Terramon will respawn even if you already caught one. You can see here that from now on, it's a pretty simple soft reset hunt. Good luck if you decide to hunt some of the Terramons, and feel free to tag me on Twitter if you found some. I would love to see it. Next, we have the new little dragonfish Pokemon Tatsugiri. This Pokemon is particularly interesting because of its 3 different forms. Each of the 3 forms have a unique shiny form. But this is not everything yet about this Pokemon. For one of the 3 forms, called the stretchy form, we know that it has stripes on its back only thanks to its shiny version. The normal stretchy form is entirely yellow and you can't see any stripes at all. But if you're able to find the shiny version of the stretchy form, you can actually see that it has stripes with a different color on its back. From what I know, this is the first time in Pokemon history that a shiny Pokemon gains an additional color in its shiny variant, and because of that, Tatsugiri gains a spot on this list of incredible shiny hunts. If you want to hunt one of the 3 or maybe even all forms yourself, your best bet is to activate Encounter Powered Dragon through sandwiches and go to the Kasuroya Lake, where the Dondozo Titan story part was. Tatsugiri spawns everywhere within and around that lake. Just know that if you shiny hunt via outbreaks, you can only find the curly form. The other 2 forms are interestingly not obtainable through outbreaks. Best of luck if you decide to hunt this. Next one might be obvious for many of you because, well, who wouldn't put this majestic, wonderful and sick looking mysterious water type Pokemon on this list? Yes, I'm talking about Magikarp. This Pokemon blessed us with its presence since the very first Pokemon games and always had a great looking shiny version. But I fell even more in love with it after seeing the shiny variant of Magikarp in the new Generation 9 games. It probably looks best in this gen. Shout out to Klockpit who found one during the very first days of release.
Oh, wait, oh, shiny Magikarp!
Ah man, it just looks so cool. What? You say, I just put this on the list of incredible hunts because it's my favorite Pokemon? Doesn't it deserve a spot just because of that? Okay, fine. I will count Magikarp as a bonus entry and we'll move on to the actual number 4. Paradox Pokemon. A new type of Pokemon that can be found in Area 0 and post-game of Scarlet and Violet can be shiny as well, except the 2 box legends. But we're not looking at all of them. This spot is reserved for one very specific Paradox Pokemon, Roaring Moon, exclusive to Pokemon Scarlet. This Paradoxmon is actually the hardest one to find because it only spawns in this specific cave down in Area 0. Now, this cave isn't very big, and even if you use encounter power through sandwiches, a lot of different Pokemon can still show up because Roaring Moon shares the same dual type as Swilus. So if you want to hunt this Paradoxmon, it can take a while and you might face on it with many different shiny Pokemon. It is by all means not the hardest Pokemon to hunt in the entire games, but being the hardest Paradox Pokemon to shiny hunt and having such a cool shiny design, this fellow deserved a spot on our list of incredible shiny hunts. If you want to hunt Roaring Moon yourself, use Encounter Powered Dragon and follow exactly the path you can see on screen right now. Teleport to Research Base 2 and just go down towards the big waterfall. Then turn left and after the tree right, and go between the stones. That's the cave you're looking for. Just make your circles in that cave, and once the sandwich bonus is gone after 30 minutes, reset the game, make a new encounter power sandwich and rinse repeat. I'm currently shiny hunting for Roaring Moon myself down here and already finished phase 1 with the shiny duck trio. Oh. That's a shiny duck trio! Where is it? Yeah, that is! Phase 1 is here! Phase 1 is here for Roaring Moon, the shiny Roaring Moon. And it's a shiny duck trio, let's go! People have been hoping for new evolutions of some of the older ones that didn't have one yet, like Girafarik, Dunsparce, Sudowoodo, etc. And with Scarlet and Violet we finally got some of them. Number 5 on this list covers the new evolution of Dunsparce, Dunsparce. This Pokemon is particularly interesting because of its 2 different forms. If you didn't know, Dunsparce has a 2-segment and a 3-segment form. As researchers recently found out, the 3-segment form is only a 1% chance upon evolving, and on top of that, the 3-segment forms are not obtainable in the wild or through raids. Once the game generates a Dunsparce, it's already determined whether it evolves into the 2 or 3-segment form. So on average, you would need to catch 100 Dunsparce, evolve all of them, and eventually you will get your hands on a 3-segment Dunsparce. Now imagine shiny hunting this beast. Shiny 3-segment Dunsparce is probably comparable with the authentic Sinistee from Sword and Shield, and I would say Dunsparce might be even a little harder. Because there's nothing that can increase the chance of 1% via evolving. If you want to hunt it the fastest way possible, you would need to combine your shiny charm with the Masuda method and breed as many shiny Dunsparce as possible through eggs. However, even with these high odds, it will still take 51,200 eggs to hatch 100 shiny Dunsparce on average, and even then, it's not guaranteed yet that you got one that will evolve into the 3-segment form. Being the hardest shiny Pokemon to obtain in Scarlet and Violet, I think the 3-segment form Dunsparce definitely deserves a spot on this list of incredible hunts. If you're actually crazy enough to attempt this hunt, one last tip to make getting the Dunsparce a bit easier: breed 2 Dunsparce with Hyper Drill, and you hatch Dunsparce that will know Hyper Drill so you can evolve them right away at level 2. And that's all of them! 5 incredible shiny hunts in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely let us know what you think are incredible hunts to do as well, and together we collect all the cool shiny hunts there are in the Paldea region. Always remember, stay lucky, and until next time in the MKP.